Good evening, everyone. Thank you for being here. My name is Jonah Cohen.
I'm Anthony Curcio.
I'm Kanik Hollan.
And I'm Melton.
And tonight we're excited to share our work on VineTheatre, which is a project focused on conceptualizing an immersive multisensory experience in Rrno, Albania.
So before we begin, we're going to do a little exercise. I'm going to ask everybody to please close their eyes. And I want everyone to imagine their favorite meal. It can be a home-cooked meal, it could be a restaurant meal. I just really want you to hone in on what that meal tastes like. And now I want you to please imagine what you're seeing. Are you seeing your family? Are you seeing your friends? Are you maybe seeing your favorite hometown restaurant? And now I want you to please focus on what are you hearing? Are you hearing laughter? Are you hearing conversations? Are you hearing a busy restaurant? Or maybe you're even just hearing the TV in the living room in the background. Thank you, everyone. You guys can all open your eyes.
Thank you for that, Anthony. Now let's get into our project. So introducing the issue in our project, we have the issue that traditional Albanian cuisine is at risk of being lost. Why is this? Traditional recipes could not be made due to rationing during the communist times, and because of this, families could not make these recipes, which broke the chain of connection. Also, an influx of global influences came in after the borders were opened, and all these influences heavily overshadowed the local traditions in Albania. Now our sponsor we'll be working with to address this issue is the Rrno Foundation. Their slogan, Rrno për me gatue, means live in order to cook. The Rrno Foundation was founded by two very successful brothers. We have Nicolin, who is the owner of the Artesani Bakery and our main point of contact, and we also have Bledar, who is the owner of the renowned Moliju restaurant in Tirana. Rrno's mission is simple but powerful: to preserve, develop, and share Albanian cuisine worldwide. And the VineTheatre initiative, what we're working on, is their pathway to doing that.
Similar to Rrno's mission, the goal of our project is to develop VineTheatre, a multisensory gastronomical experience that uses taste, sight, sound, scent, and touch to promote traditional Albanian cuisine and wine. By doing this, we intend to fill a gap in preserving smaller food culture and give Albanian cuisine a broader, more powerful voice for greater global recognition. Currently, Albania is a rising travel destination, welcoming 11.7 million tourists in 2024. To put that into perspective, there's only about 2.7 million people living in Albania. Gastronomy is also a key driver. Tourists are increasingly seeking authentic food experiences. For example, many people travel to France for the pastries or Italy for the pasta. Albania's fresh and traditional cuisine is becoming a major draw for those looking to discover something new.
And that traditional cuisine is making a resurgence after the dictatorship taking away a lot of the rations and ability to produce that traditional cuisine, and so there is a greater focus on the culture and bringing that back to life. There is also a opening in marketing for these kind of events, and so we hope to help broaden that horizon and get that traction for VineTheatre and for other events such as like it.
So for this project, we have three main objectives, and that's the next slide, so I'm going to let Kanik finish this one.
Oh, yep. Thank you. So one is a multi-sensory experience. It is an experience that is meant to engage all five senses to really bring an audience into the world of the experience. It is meant to create stronger memories and ties to that world, to the story that is being told. Because Albania has such a rich wine and food connection to their history, such as communal dinner tables and sharing holidays, it is really important to be able to bring any audience members in and bring their experiences to the table, to the dinner table, and bring the dinner table to them as well, and to really connect anyone with any background to the experiences that are shared with this wine.
And for this project, we have three main objectives. The first one is researching different multisensory experiences. So VineTheatre isn't like the first multisensory experience out there. If any of you guys have ever been to the Wonder Museum in Boston, or even just like a 4D movie theater, like these are both multisensory experiences. Our job is to research different experiences and figure out how we can take the good of those and transition them to VineTheatre. The second main objective is conceptualizing and brainstorming with the production team. The first showing of VineTheatre happens just a few weeks after we touch down in Albania, so we're going to be working hands-on with the production team to finalize the first showing. Our third objective is to gather feedback and recommendations. We're going to do this in two different ways, through surveys and interviews, and we're going to be talking with a few different groups of people in order to give data to Rrno to complete one of their main goals of making sure VineTheatre is a long-term production.
So, for our first objective, we're going to perform a deep dive into existing multi-sensory experiences. Like Anthony said, there are many experiences around the world that combine food, wine, theater, and senses. We're going to research those experiences, analyze their core components, and figure out their success factors, but also figure out what didn't work for them. From there, we're going to perform a comparative analysis so we can benchmark our own ideas for VineTheatre and compare those to the factors that we pulled from step one. From there, we can draw actual insights from these successes and failures to see what has worked in the past, but also what hasn't worked in the past.
Our second objective is, as Anthony mentioned earlier, to conceptualize and brainstorm the experience. So we will be working together with the Rrno team that is there and with the script and format that they already have planned, but we will be bringing our experience to help create a more hands-on and unique experience for these different Albanian wines. We'll also be helping to develop the multimedia content, whatever that may be, whether that's video, audio, visuals, or other such things to bring to life the character of each of these wines. Really bringing in our expertise and our understanding of multisensory experiences to the table and bringing those thoughts to the team.
And for our third objective of gathering feedback and recommendations, we're going to accomplish this in two main ways. The first one being interviewing the key stakeholders in the production of VineTheatre. There's a lot of moving parts in VineTheatre. There's chefs, there's actors, there's winemakers, and they all have a different reason for joining VineTheatre, and they all have a different goal for the final product. We want to be able to bring all these goals together to ensure the final product aligns with everyone's vision. If everybody's on the same page, it'll also just ensure a better product. Our second way we're going to gather feedback recommendations is through surveying the attendees of the first production to make sure that the production is what everybody wanted it to be, and to make sure everybody had a good time, we need to gather feedback. So we're going to conduct surveys of the people who attend, we're going to analyze that data, and we're going to give the information to Rrno so future productions can be better and more fit what people want to see. These three objectives are going to come together into our two deliverables. Our first one being just VineTheatre as a whole. As we mentioned a few times, we're working on the first production, and I'm going to let Jonah get more into what VineTheatre is as a whole in the next slide. But our second deliverable is advertisement. Rrno's target audience is tourists, and the best way to get to tourists and to get VineTheatre out there is through different forms of advertisement.
The VineTheatre experience is a structured 7-act theatrical performance that engages multiple senses. It will use a combination of audios and visuals to create a fully immersive atmosphere that tells a story of Albanian wine. At its core, the experience is a guided taste testing of 7 different native Albanian wines. Each wine is thoughtfully paired with a regional culinary specialty to enhance and complement the tasting notes. This experience is more than just a tasting. Each act serves as a cultural lesson, connecting the specific wine to the rich history of the region. The audience will be introduced to the area's noble families, traditional art, local music, and celebrated literature. The performance will strongly emphasize the concept of terroir, which is weaving a narrative that connects each wine directly to its unique geographical origin.
Now, our second potential deliverable is advertisement. And there's 2 ways we can go about this. The first is a social media campaign. We can develop a social media campaign to generate excitement and its anticipation for the first VineTheatre production, which is going to be in November. Next, we can also put a posting on Airbnb experiences. Airbnb experiences is a great way to attract tourists who are looking for authentic cultural experiences. And in doing this, we create a detailed itinerary and lots of professional photos to put on the VineTheatre posting. And as with any project of this scope, we recognize that there's going to be limitations. We recognize the potential for a language barrier as well as a lack of our own cultural understanding because we're going to be tourists And we also recognize that our sponsor has a very busy schedule, and VineTheatre is only one of the things he works on a day-to-day basis. And lastly, we recognize that there could be bias in any feedback we gather from our surveys. That will be it for our presentation. We'd like to extend a sincere thank you to the Rrno Foundation and to all of you for your time and attention this year.